All right, everyone. Welcome to Nothing Remotely Controversial. This is a show that Joshua and I do every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And in a couple weeks, Joshua, we're going to get to do an impromptu show in person.
Yes.
It's going to be on a Friday. We'll tell you guys more about that. But I am going to Los Angeles. I am daring to get on a plane. I have to wear a fucking mask. I'm really not excited about this. I'll tell you what, like I got a mask the other day to prepare for this trip, and I was like wearing it a little bit this morning to try to get used to it.
Right.
Joshua, I'm even more angry now after that experience this morning in my kitchen wearing that mask than I was before. I'm even more angry that I don't know how I'm going to get through a whole day on a plane to come out to see you.
Well, you have to make friends with the mask.
I don't want to make friends with the mask.
You don't know what the hell's on those planes.
No, it doesn't protect me, though. That's actually the whole point, is it doesn't protect me.
Okay, well, if somebody sneezes, right, and you're wearing a mask, then you're not going to inhale it and get it in your mouth if your mouth happens to be open.
I don't care. I would rather have coronavirus than wear a mask across the country on an all-day flight, and then I have to wear it back, too. And I have to go to a whole different airport than my home airport because they're not even flying out of my home airport anymore. It's like a giant pain in the ass. It really is. But I'm excited because what are we going to do when I'm in Los Angeles? Do you want to share with the people?
Well, have we decided? Have we solidified plans?
I mean, I thought we did.
Well, are we going to have a beer tasting?
Yes, we're going to have a beer tasting.
You gotta understand, though, this is the problem. I literally have not. I don't drink alone. Like I'm literally a social drinker. Like I only drink when I am social. And obviously, since coronavirus came about, I have not drank since probably like St. Patrick's Day. Not sip of alcohol.
And guys, just so you know, like I'm a beer snob. I'm like an epic beer snob. And what we're gonna do, here's my plan, is I'm gonna drag Joshua to like Whole Foods or something, or like a craft beer store. We're gonna get a nice selection of craft beers, but these are not gonna be like in Bud Light or whatever you usually drink when you're left to your own devices. Like these are gonna be like good quality beers, and we're gonna do a little live beer tasting for all of you and banter about God knows what. But Joshua's gonna get really drunk really quick because I drink high alcohol content beers.
Okay, is there going to be marijuana involved?
There could be. Who knows? We can continue. We probably can't say that live, but people will know.
Why? It's legal here.
I know, but I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube, man. Don't kill my channel, Joshua. I guess not. Well, we'll be doing something. We will firm up these plans, but that's going to be really fun. But speaking of me having to wear a stupid, goddamn, pointless mask, let's talk about Nancy Pelosi. Nancy was a bad girl today, Joshua.
She's always a very, very bad girl.
So Trump announced yesterday, I think, I don't even know what day it is anymore, that he was taking hydroxychloroquine as a preventative measure for coronavirus. He's very excited about this. This is like a very Trumpian thing to do. And Nancy Pelosi comes out, and not only does she give him medical advice when she is not a doctor, so I don't know why she's giving him medical advice, but she also fat shames him by calling him morbidly obese. What did you think about this?
Well, number one, morbidly obese means that you're 100 pounds, I believe, I'm not a doctor, but it means that you're 100 pounds beyond your ideal weight, meaning that you could lose 100 pounds. I don't think that Donald Trump, just by looking at him, again, I never weighed him, I'm not a doctor, but he doesn't look like he's morbidly obese or 100 pounds past his ideal weight.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. I mean, he's overweight, man, but like, it's not like crazy town. He's definitely not morbidly obese.
Not 100 pounds. I think morbidly obese is just, I think that's hyperbole.
And the thing of it too is like, it's just uncalled for. This is just like such a low blow. It was trending on Twitter all day. Like, what was it? Hashtag plump Trump was trending on Twitter. Hashtag Trump morbidly obese. I mean, like if Twitter is not real life, but if all you did was spend time on Twitter, you would honestly think this was like the biggest news story of the day. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's any surprise. She's just a bitch.
She is a bitch. Oh, wait, we have a super chat from Jen. Jen is asking a very important question about our meeting, Joshua. I want to know if you guys are going to maintain 6 feet social distancing while you are together. I'm going to guess that's going to be a no.
Well, we'll see. If we will play it by ear. If I feel that, I don't think that I will, by any stretch of the imagination. But if I feel that like I might have been in contact with somebody, or if I feel like I'm coming down with something, I will have that respect and I'll wear a mask and all of that. Because I mean, just look at the optics of this. Can you imagine if, God forbid, you got coronavirus?
We both got coronavirus.
You've been saying about not wearing a mask? That would be awful.
You know what, though? I've also been saying that I would just rather have it at this point and get it over. I don't even care anymore. I don't care. I'm not going to die.
True. But again, you're a public figure at this point. Your people are expecting you. It's not like if you got it, you would be able to conceal it.
Maybe I would. Some people don't even get sick.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I would be surprised, but
I would be surprised too.
but again, the thing is, things are changing so quickly. Like we don't know. Like, is there going to be like this surge of corona that's going to be taking up LA? Is it going to be complete? We're going to have a vaccine. Are things going to be more tolerable at that point? We just don't know.
Joshua, Victor just texted me and he says you're being a snowflake.
A snowflake?
No. Here's what's gonna happen. Like, if I go to your place, it's gonna be an illicit visit, right? Based on LA rules.
I might have to go to your hotel. I might.
Whichever.
Yeah. I don't know. I know that when we are able to dine out, I believe from what I've heard that they're only letting people who live together sit at the same table.
So we have to lie.
Then you have to lie, but do you have to prove it? Because wouldn't everybody lie?
Well, I mean, yeah, but what I could just say, I think, I just say we just moved in. I haven't changed my license yet because I can't go to the DMV. Blah 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 blah.
You got it all figured out.
I do have it all figured out. I plan, man. All right, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if we're socially distancing. I would tend to doubt it. Probably because we are going to be drinking
it'll be really tough, though. I haven't even tried. I'm using bandanas. And your mask, by the way, that you sent me, I have not gotten yet. Do you think that somebody stole it?
It was supposed to get there last week.
It didn't. But let me just tell you, I've lived in plenty of places. LA is the worst when it comes to mail. And it's not just because of Corona. They are, I don't know if they're lazy, I don't know if they're incompetent, but like the worst mail in the world. Seriously.
If really someone stole that mask, I'm going to be very mad. I'll make you another one, but I'm going to be mad.
Well, the thing is,
you look like a burglar.
I got to tell you, going into the bank with this is amazing. It's really amazing. Because, I also wear sunglasses and I have my hat, right? So
you look like a burglar.
I look like a total burglar. But yeah, it's a little tough to talk, though. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Blah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And it's like, doesn't it feel stifling?
I mean, I don't prefer to wear one, but I also like the idea of, I don't know. I think that it's different for me than it is for you in the sense that around here, it's more of a problem and it's more, it's considered more dangerous. And I think that also just walking around with the panic, like I told you, when this first broke out, it wasn't that I was concerned about coronavirus or catching it. It was more a matter of the mass panic, and literally all of these shelves bare, like nothing was in Trader Joe's, and that freaked me out. So I think that for me, it's not a matter of it being a concern about corona so much as it is I'm picking up on the panic that is in very close proximity to me. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Very close. I live in a very walkable area. The walk score of my neighborhood is 99. Like I'm more conveniently located than I was when I lived in New York City. And New York City is extremely walkable.
Yeah, you're like right in the middle of shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I am. So you're seeing, and you're constantly berated by it. You're seeing everybody, and I think that here it's a lot more prevalent than it is where you're at. So that might be why too.
It's crazy. People are crazy. But speaking of crazy, let's go back to Nancy.
Nancy.
Well, you know what's also crazy about the Trump thing? Trump announcing he's taking this is now there's like this conspiracy theory that Trump is not really taking hydroxychloroquine. So Jane Lynch tweeted out this. I saw it right before he came on the air. And like, who cares? Like, she's an actress, like, whatever. But Joe Scarborough, man. Joe freaking Scarborough. Hang on. There we go. Joe Scarborough goes on TV this morning and says, don't worry, let me assure you, he's not really taking it. And then Neil Cavuto on Fox News was like, Trump, don't do it. You're gonna die if you take hydroxychloroquine. So, Joshua, I thought the first thing that we could have you psychic tonight, since we'll put to bed the goddamn conspiracy theory. Is Trump actually taking hydroxychloroquine?
Repeat the question.
Is Trump actually taking hydroxychloroquine? Or is it a clever ruse?
And time when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Is he actually taking it? Swiftness, Prince of Swords. Ooh, oh my God.
Is it a conspiracy?
No, I honestly wonder if he's had it.
Do you think Trump had it?
I think it's very possible. I mean, this is why. We get the swiftness card, which is all about like information, like things happening really, really fast. And then we have like the Prince of Swords card. So it's sort of like, I think that if he is taking it, it's not like on a consistent basis. It's very much based upon his whims, which makes sense if we know his personality. But with the Tower card, I mean, a part of me wonders if there was some kind of like scare. Maybe it was even like a false positive or something. But I feel that, yeah, there's definitely that would that make sense? Can the symptoms be so slight that he could engage with the public? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It can be, yeah.
I think it's highly possible that he got it. And I do think, though, that he seems to me to be in really good health, all things considered. But you know what? When you think about it, a few weeks ago, wasn't there a time when he seemed a little bit under the weather, or he wasn't
He definitely seemed tired. Yeah, he seemed very tired.
And his voice, right? His voice seemed more like raspy, and he wasn't projecting out like he usually does.
Oh,
I wonder if he had it. And yeah, that was to offshoot it. I think he's taking something else. But I think that there was some kind of scare. I think that it's very possible that he had it. Yeah, and he had to do something. And again, like it's mental, right? Like if I believe taking something is going to cure me, it has a good chance of doing so. And also, I think so I don't know. I think he's taking more than one thing, but I get the sense that he had a scare a few weeks ago.
Joshua, Robert in the chat wants to know, why no bridge shuffling with your tarot cards?
So doing a bridge clears the deck. So say Carla asks me about Trump. Then I clear the deck from the last energy that was in the cards, and then I shuffle on that. So when Carlin asks me for my next question, I don't want the energy from the previous question in that question. So then that's when I do the bridge. I do the bridge between questions and between clients, of course. And then I smudge and do a dance, do a little jig.
He does. You do a what is it? You say like an incantation. Yeah, you do that. All right. So guys, if you have something that you would like Joshua to psychic for us, and we want to do big worldly things that apply to everyone as much as we can, please make sure that you send in a super chat, and we'll try our best to get us through as many as we can. That would be fantastic. But in the meantime, we want to look at Nancy Pelosi's chart to see if there's any astrological reason that Nancy would have gone off the rails and called Trump morbidly obese. You want to share?
Yeah.
Do I need to stop sharing?
I'll share. I'll share. I'm good at sharing.
Sharing is caring.
So let me, let me share with you my screen. Share screen. Let's see. Oh, application window. Okay. So this is Nancy Pelosi and what's going on.
Hang on. There we go. Bing.
So the outer wheel, it's really the transits right now. So the transits are the outer wheel. This is a chart that makes a lot of sense to me. It's not, 100% accurate, but it makes sense that she is a Sag rising as opposed to a Cancerian one. But right now, you have Uranus has been transiting her fifth house, and Uranus is sort of like it's actually very much like a planet that is highly aspected in Donald Trump's chart. I believe it opposes his moon. Uranus is the planet of like crazy. Like it's very shocking. It can be very controversial. It's very much iconoclastic. Now that has been transiting her fifth house of creative expression. So I think that over the past few years, really, her mouth is really due to this Uranian thing that's very close to her part of fortune. And that's hitting her fifth house of fun. Like she's having fun, like ripping up that whole thing. It's very much about like being an actress, being on stage. The sun is transiting her sixth house right now. I mean, honestly, I'm glad that she is expressing her Mars, because Mars is being activated by her sun. And if she wasn't expressing her fighter aspect, she could possibly that energy would turn in on herself. So even if Donald Trump is sort of like the sacrificial lamb, if you will, it's good that she's being fiery. Like if she was being docile right now, it probably wouldn't be very good for her health because she's going through a sixth house transit and Mars is involved.
So that explains why. Go ahead.
Fascinating stuff if you want to look at Donald Trump with her chart.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So
do they have a karmic connection, Joshua?
I wasn't looking for karma. I was looking for
I don't feel like they do.
I mean, they have some stuff that's definitely going on. So yeah.
You gonna share?
Let me. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 1 second. Outer wheel. Oh yes, this is perfect. All right. So I'm gonna share. Application window. Oops. I think is it this one? Do you see what I? Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Okay. Share again. Application window. It will be this one, I believe. Okay. Yes. Ding. Here we go. So do you see what I see?
Yes.
Okay. So Nancy is on the outer wheel. Do you see over here this Mars?
Yes.
The red arrow? Mm-hmm. And over here, do you see what it says MC24?
Yes.
So Nancy's Mars, that's her fighter instinct, is literally within 1 degree of Mars midheaven, of Trump's midheaven, which is about his career, his status, how he appears, how he looks, his place in the world. So with Mars there, Nancy's going to be very inclined to fight and hurt and shoot holes in his status, which is what she does. So there might not be a past life connection type thing, but they do have this conflictual energy in that that Nancy's Mars activates his midheaven, meaning she is going to be compelled to screw with his career, with his status.
So they are destined to be perpetually fighting. This will never be a conflict that will be resolved.
I mean, unless there's going to be some kind of combative energy, especially in terms of like who's on top, who's better. Like Mars, what Mars wants to do is it wants to fight, it wants to win, it wants to battle. So she is directly opposing his career. Meanwhile, she has her sun and her Jupiter in his 8th house, and that's never an easy thing. Meaning the 8th house is the house of Scorpio, which essentially is it's hold on, let me get back to you. So the house of Scorpio is the 8th house. It rules, it's like the nasties. It doesn't mean that like Scorpios are nasty, but it's about like the deep, in-depth psychological aspect of ourselves. So whenever you have an 8th house transit with somebody, it can be very, very intense. And if you're not having sex or you're not going through deep healing, it's going to perhaps get nasty. And there's going to be very, very strong power struggles.
Nancy and Donald having sex was just not the image that I needed just then. Just so you know. Don't say it. Don't do it. Do it.
I don't know if we can stop hitting each other enough to actually.
Oh my fucking god.
But yeah, she is definitely, and she is. She's a. You don't want somebody's Mars on your minute.
Oh god, I just got a horrible image of my
No. That's
oh
not. I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about astrology.
No, but I got it was a delayed image of Nancy holding a whip. That was what. I'm traumatized. I'm never gonna recover. It's all your fault.
Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, they have issues. And again, like it does work. Like she is utilizing that Mars effectively. She is cutting him down to size. And Mars, that's what Mars does, right? It cuts. So that's the thing. It's it's definitely a combative relationship.
Man, so I wanted to put up this question on the screen from Tom. He says, on election night 2016, would you have predicted any of current events in your wildest dreams? And I would say no. And Joshua and I were actually texting back and forth on election night 2016. We were, and we were both sure that Hillary was going to win. And as the night wore on, we got progressively, more sure that wasn't going to happen. It was very traumatic, and I may have cried.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think when psychics are emotionally involved in things, it's like doing it's like being a journalist and writing a story on your best friend. I mean, it's your best friend. Are you gonna be objective when you're representing your best friend? But the thing is, with this Corona whole thing, we did see, Carlin, early in the year, before 2020, so like in the fall of 2019, we did notice Saturn and Pluto coming together. And we had spoken about how Saturn is about structure and Pluto destroys things. And that's exactly what has happened. And then when Jupiter hit Pluto, because Pluto rules viruses, Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So the signs were there, but we weren't able to nail down that there's going to be a pandemic.
No.
Pandemic? Is that pandemic?
Well, we weren't able to nail down a lot of things, which is really more your fault because you're the professional psychic. All right.
Well, everything's my fault. Everything.
Well, also because you're a white man, please.
I'm white man, privileged white man.
Cisgendered, I believe. I'm not for certain, but I'm pretty sure.
Cisgender. I have to look that up.